The accused retired Colonel Dr. Besigye, Haji Obedi Rutale, and Captain Orao Dennis are facing charges of treason and misprision of treason. Before committal, prosecution first made some amendments in the charge sheet by adding more ingredients in the charges.
Colonel retired Dr. Besigye, Kifefe, you are a male adult Ugandan, a retired UPDF officer, you are 67 years of age, you're a resident of Kasangati Town Council, that is Nangabu Sub-County, Nansana Municipality, Wakiso District. Haji Obed Rutale, you are male adult, Ugandan, 65 years of age, you're a resident of Mutundwe Parish, Makindye Sabagabo Sub-County, Usiro County, Wakiso District. Captain Dennis Olal, you male adult, Ugandan, 48 years of age, you're a UPD officer attached to Amari Brigade. You are charged with, both of you are charged with first count, that is treason, contra section 20 subsection 1, C of the Penal Code Act, Cap 128. Particulars allege that you, Colonel retired Dr. Besigye Kifefe, Haji Obedi Rutale, Captain Dennis Olal, and others still at large, between the year 2023 and November 2024, at various places and countries, including Geneva, that is Switzerland, Athens, Greece, Nairobi, in Kenya, Kampala, Uganda, you contravened a plot to act or matter by force of arms to overturn the government of Uganda as by law established and expressed or declared such a plot, act or matter by utterances and overt acts. A. You cannot, Dr. Besigye Kifefe, you traveled to Geneva, Switzerland, and attended a meeting on the 29th day of October 2023 with others, where you and others discussed a plot to overthrow the government of Uganda by force of arms. B. Colonel retired Dr. Besigye Kifefe, you traveled to Geneva, Switzerland, and attended a meeting on the 24th January 2024 with others, where you and others discussed a plot to overturn the government of Uganda by force of arms. C. That you, Colonel retired Dr. Besigye Kifefe, you traveled to Geneva, Switzerland, and attended a meeting on the 14th day of June 2024 with others, where you and others discussed a plot to overturn the government of Uganda by force of arms. D. That you, Colonel retired Dr. Besigye Kifefe, you traveled to Athens, Greece, and attended a meeting on the 29th of September 2024 with others, where you and others discussed a plot to overturn the government of Uganda by force of arms. E. Colonel retired Dr. Besigye Kifefe and Haji Obedi Rutale, you traveled to Nairobi and attended a meeting on the 16th day of November 2024 with others, where you and others discussed a plot to overturn the government of Uganda by force of arms. F. That between 14th day of June 2024 and 24th of July 2024, you Colonel retired Dr. Besigye Kifefe, you solicited for and received US dollars 5,000 and applied the funds to facilitate a group of 36 individuals to travel from Uganda to Kisumu, Kenya, in order to attend and receive training in furtherance of the plot to overturn the government of Uganda by force of arms. G, that between 29th October 2023 and 16th November 2024, you Colonel retired Dr. Kizza Besigye Kifefe, Captain Dennis Olal, and others made various utterances on the WhatsApp social media platform where you discussed and expressed your intentions to overturn the government of Uganda by force. That you are not asked whether you committed these offenses or not, because this court doesn't have the jurisdiction to try you. This counts to, I said already that in respect of Kano, you are charged with misprision of treason, contract section 25 of the Penal Code Act, Cap 128. Particulars of this offense are that you, Colonel retired Dr. Kizza Besigye Kifefe, and the others you at large. Colonel retired Dr. Kizza Besigye Kifefe, and others you at large between the year 2023 and November 2024 at various places, including Geneva in Switzerland, Athens in Greece, Nairobi in Kenya, Kampala in Uganda, knowingly that another person, to wit Joel Wakwaima and Frank Hihehere at Kunda, intended to commit treason. You did not give information thereof with all reasonable dispatch to the minister, an administrative officer, a magistrate, or an officer in charge of police station, in charge of a police station, or use all reasonable endeavors to prevent the commission of the treason.
Plea not taken for lack of jurisdiction.
This is in respect of Dr. Haj Obeid Utale and Captain Olal. You are charged also with misprision of treason. This is contract section 25 of the Penal Code Act, Cap 128. Police has alleged that you, Haj Obeid Utale, Captain Dennis Olal, and others still at large, between the year 2023 and November 2024, at various places, including Nairobi in Kenya and Kampala in Uganda, you knowingly that another person, to wit Colonel retired Dr. Kizza Besigye Kifefe, intended to commit treason. You did not give this information thereof with all reasonable dispatch to the minister, or, an administrative officer, a magistrate, or an officer in charge of a police station, or use of all reasonable endeavors to prevent the commission of the treason.
According to the committal papers presented before Chief Magistrate Christine Nantege, prosecution stated that retired Colonel Dr. Kizza Besigye Kifefe, a former senior army officer and a founder member of FDC, allegedly used the international meetings in Geneva, Switzerland and Nairobi, Kenya throughout 2023 and 2024 to coordinate the plan to overthrow the government of Uganda.
Collaborators who is stated to be officials in Bank of Uganda as a means of raising finance for Dr. Besigye's objectives and also destabilize the economy. In the same meeting, Dr. Besigye, JW, and Franca requested for reaching poison to poison targeted government officials. 12, that further, in the same meeting, Dr. Besigye provided AW with a list of government security installations and military facilities like Simba Barracks in Mbarara, 2nd Division, Makenke Barracks, Bugembe Barracks, Bugemba Barracks, Bihango Military School, Kachoma Mountain Brigade, Kabarole Gaddafi Military Barracks, in Magamaga, Mayuge District, Marine Division Luzira, Air Force Academy, Nakasongola Engineering College Lugazi, Nakasongola Engineering College Lugazi, Junior Staff College, Chimaka, Singo Karubutu Training School, Ntoloko Military Intelligence and Security School in Nakasongola District. Makinde Military Barracks, Police School, Bwebaja, and Oliver Tambo, Kaweweta, among others, as targets for attacks that, after agreeing to conduct a training in Kisumu, Kenya, Franka Kihekere Atukunda traveled to Uganda with Dr. Besigye to organize their intended group of people for training. The proceedings of the above meetings were recorded using a covert camera by AW, and the same will be relied upon during the trial. 13, that Dr. Besigye and AW created a strong communication, strong relationship through the social media, including WhatsApp. Dr. Besigye provided AW with his Swiss contact line number +41 77 81 38 990, through which he frequently communicated with AW on mobile line number +19 54 39 40 14 1 WhatsApp. During the period from their first meeting on the 29th of October 2023 up to 16th November 2024, Dr. Besigye and AW had numerous conversations and exchanged numerous social media messages, wherein Dr. Besigye discussed with AW details of his intentions and the plot to overturn the government of Uganda by force of arms. Full stop. A forensic extract of the record of their conversation shall be relied upon during the trial. 14, that in about October 2023, A3 was recruited by JW into joining the conspiracy and the plot to overturn the government of Uganda by force of arms. A3 accepted and exchanged various utterances on the WhatsApp social media platform with JW using his phone, where he expressed his support, desire, and intention to overturn the government of Uganda by force of arms. 15, that Dr. Besigye attended another meeting on the 24th of January 2024 in Geneva, Switzerland, which was also attended by AW and JW. At this meeting, Dr. Besigye assured the AW that he was committed to facilitate the training of his people to overturn the government of Uganda by force of arms.
Court also heard that the meeting reportedly involved foreign operatives, including Kadash intelligence agent alias AW, with whom Besigye discussed military training, sabotage, assassination attempts on President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni via drone strike.
In this meeting, Dr. Besigye and JW further requested AW to assassinate the president of Uganda using a drone strike. Dr. Besigye undertook to provide AW with the president's movement routine and vulnerable points to facilitate his assassination. In exchange for AW's assistance, Dr. Besigye and JW undertook to grant the Kurdish government company access, our Kurdish government company access to Ugandan banking sector, to launder money, permit the use of Uganda's airfields for trafficking illicit goods, including drugs, use Uganda as a safe haven for Kurdish fugitives and general permit. The use of Uganda for illicit activities once the plot to overturn the government was successful. 16, that on 14th June 2024, Dr. Besigye attended a meeting with the AW and JW in Geneva, Switzerland. In this meeting, the participants further discussed the plot to overturn the government of Uganda by force of arms. Dr. Besigye requested the AW to arrange for the training of selected groups of people like-minded conspirators from Uganda in Kisumu, Kenya, in intelligence and gathering surveillance operations, espionage techniques, and use of drones to be used in overturning the government of Uganda. In the same meeting, Dr. Besigye and JW repeated their request for AW to supply them with counterfeit Ugandan currency, drones, weapons, and grenades, which they named pineapples, in quotes. Dr. Besigye provided the AW with air stripes, coordinates, 2 17, 30, 35-inch, N 32, apostrophe 1, 34, E6G, JH72VH plus 2P, 72VF plus 2P, length of stripe 1,900 m, 6, 233 feet, altitude 5,266 feet, 1,605 meters, M. MSC, this is a bracket, aerodrome D, Manek, bracket, close bracket, in DRC for airdropping of weapons. Dr. Besigye further informed the meeting that he intended to use part of the Zambia territory for training and logistics. At the same meeting, AW gave Dr. Besigye $5,000 to facilitate the movement of the selected Ugandan trainees from Uganda to Kisumu, Kenya for training. 17, that in the same meeting, Dr. Besigye introduced 2 AW2 individuals to wit Simon Lutalondwa and Makoha Samuel as his liaison officers for the planned training in Kisumu, Kenya, as well as...
Prosecution further alleged that Besigye also solicited and received $5,000 from AW to fund the transportation of 36 Ugandans to Kisumu, Kenya for a military training, although the group was arrested before that training and later deported to Uganda and charged with terrorism.
Additional persons of contacts in case of Dr. Besigye and Haji Lutale were unavailable, that the recording of the meeting of the 24th July 2024 will be tendered and relied upon during the trial. 18, that during the month of July 2024, an AW traveled to...
That is a typo error. It's supposed to be 14th of June.
That during the June 2024...
We have to change it to put it right. It's supposed to be...
And now, back on 17, it's supposed to be as clear as the Chief Secretary that instead of 24th July 2024, it's supposed to be 14th June 2024. Now we go back to 18. That during the month of July 2024, AW traveled from Athens, Greece, to Kisumu, Kenya, to train the selected group of over 30 Ugandans who had traveled from Uganda and were congregated at Ukweli Pastoral Center, where he met Samuel Makoa in order to avoid law enforcement detection and to conceal the true nature of their mission. The 36 individuals traveled and crossed the border separately and did not travel as a group in accordance with previous agreements with Dr. Besigye and the AW had traveled to facilitate the training of the group, and he was expected to deliver counterfeit Ugandan currency and grenades, which the two parties commonly refer to as pineapples in black, as previously requested by Dr. Besigye and the JW during their meeting in Geneva. 19. However, before the above training could take place, the group of 36, which included Simon Lutalondwa and Samuel Makoha, were arrested by Kenyan authorities before the training could take off and later deported to Uganda. That Dr. Besigye, who had also traveled to Kenya for purpose of attending the same training, disappeared upon receipt of the news of arrest of his accomplices. The group of 36 were handed over to Ugandan authorities together with several exhibits including police carried out criminal investigations, and the group of 36 were later charged with criminal offenses of at Nakawa Chief Magistrate's Court, Vide Nakawa criminal case number CR 27-2024. 20, the number 20, that after the aborted Kisumu training, Dr. Besigye and AJ agreed and met again on 29th of September 2024 in Athens, Greece. At this meeting, the two discussed an armed attack against Ugandan government military facilities, including the Nakasongola Air Base. Dr. Besigye requested AW to supply him with surface to air missile and drones intended to destroy Ugandan aircrafts at Nakasongola Air Base. Dr. Besigye with AW discussed how to attack Nakasongola Air Base with drones in order to destroy governments of Uganda, helicopters, and other military aircrafts within Uganda as one of the ways through which the government of Uganda would be easily overturned. 21. That during the said meeting of the 29th of September 2024, Dr. Besigye and AW agreed as a way forward to hold a meeting in Nairobi, Kenya, where Dr. Besigye would be able to meet their Kurdish stock Iraq contacts for AW. Dr. Besigye and AW continued communicating with each other via WhatsApp on mobile lines, plus 41 77 81 38 990 and plus 1954 39 40 141 respectively. The WhatsApp communication chats between Dr. Besigye and AW about convening the Nairobi meeting will be tendered and relied upon in court during the trial. The group agreed to have a follow-up meeting later in Nairobi, Kenya, that the said meeting of the 29th day of September 2024 was recorded secretly by AW and another individual who was AW's agent. The recordings will be tendered and relied upon in court during the trial. 22.
Besigye is further charged of requesting military-grade weapons, including surface-to-air missiles, counterfeit currency, to tamper with the country's economy, and to poison critical military installations, including major barracks across the country.
That on 16th November 2024, Dr. Besigye Hajirutale, together with AW and his Kurdish contact, attended a meeting of 108 Riverside apartment, at 108 Riverside apartment in Nairobi, Kenya, to further discussion the plot of overturn the government of Uganda by force of arms. Full stop. The Nairobi meeting was attended by Dr. Besigye, Dr. Hajirutale, and the AW and his Kurdish contact, who was posing as a representative of the Kurdish government company. At this meeting, Dr. Besigye introduced Hajirutale as his personal assistant and a person who was part of the plot to overturn the government of Uganda. At this meeting, Dr. Besigye repeated his request to be supplied with surface-to-air missile and other weapons to attack the government of Uganda. Weapon to attack helicopters and aircrafts as one of the ways to overturn government of Uganda. Dr. Besigye and Hajirutale also briefed the meeting about their plot to instigate civil disobedience strikes in Uganda, starting with assassination of the President of the Republic of Uganda in March 2025, in order to achieve your objectives. 23, that on the 17th day of November 2024, Dr. Besigye and Hajirutale were handed over to the Ugandan security officers from Defense Intelligence and Security, meaning Blackly this, at Malaba border, together with several exhibits which included their mobile phones, 2 pistols, and other items. The 2 were later charged at the General Court Martial Makinde with offenses under the UPDF Act by the UPDF stock GCM stock 0440 stock 2024. However, following the decision of the Supreme Court in the case of Attorney General versus Honorable Kabaziguruka Michael and others, the matter was transferred to Uganda Police, which conducted fresh investigations from 12 February 2025. 24. The accused persons, that is Dr. Besigye and Hajirutale, were each examined on PF 24, and all of them were found to have a normal mental status. Their medical reports will be tendered and relied upon during the trial. 25. That the police obtained call details, the court's CDRIs, and know your customer, that is Blackly KYC information for Dr. Besigye and Hajirutale, analyze the communication patterns between the accused persons and developed an analysis report.
Other evidence to be relied on by the DPP include video and audio recordings, social media chats, immigration logs, and call data records, among others. The prosecution states that all the plots to overthrow the government of Uganda was recorded and monitored by AW, who was working closely with the Ugandan military intelligence, which evidence will be presented to court during trial.
Full stop. The communication analysis revealed that the accused were constant communication with each other during the relevant periods. The call detail records, that is Blackly CDRs, KYC information and communication analysis report will be tendered and relied upon in court during the trial. 26, that police investigations retrieved immigration codes and the travel history of Dr. Besigye and Haji Lutale, Simon Rondwa, Samuel Makoha, and individuals and others. The records were analyzed and confirmed that the various individuals traveled outside Uganda during the periods of the alleged meetings and trainings, that immigration documents and records shall be tendered in court. 27, that since 2021 and all along, AW was constantly providing updates to his handlers within Uganda's military intelligence. He covertly recorded both on video and audio all relevant meetings with Dr. Besigye and Haji Lutale, JW, and others conspirators, and shared these recordings with the intelligence officers in the same way. He later handed over the electronic gadgets used to make the recordings and the audio, stock video recordings, investigators. These were forensically examined, and the resultant examination reports shall be relied upon at the trial. 28, that prosecution shall contend that Dr. Besigye, Haji Lutale, and Captain Olal, Makoha Samuel, Simon Lutalondwa, Joel Makohaima, Frank Atukunda, Aharele knew and were aware that each of them intended to commit treason but did not report it to any authority in Uganda or use reasonable endeavor to prevent the commission of treason. 29. Prosecution shall further contend that all accused persons indicated in this case, indicted in this case, acted with common intent and in concert with each other and are culpable as such. Whereupon, prosecution shall contend that the accused persons do not have any valid defenses to the indictment, and that they should be convicted as indicted. Dated at Kampala, this 29th day of May 2025. Signed by Yakiko Thomas, Director of Public Prosecution.
Accused persons are committed to High Court for trial.
It's alleged that the three committed the said offences between the year 2023 and November 2024 at various places and countries, including Geneva in Switzerland, Nairobi in Kenya, and Kampala in Uganda. Before committing them to court, Besigye made it hard for court to read the committal papers in the absence of their legal team, although court overruled their prayers.
But I would like to ask my lawyers to prioritize what needs to be done to seek our freedom. All these charges I have faced, I have never, ever failed to appear in the court for trial. Never or for mention, if it is mentioned. Only that it keeps me in the courts rather than in doing my job. So your worship, I pray to you this afternoon is that in the circumstances, I am asking my lawyers to prioritize our freedom, to go and seek that revision, to go and seek that day where it should be. Please, you can get any reliefs from here. I am in prison, and anybody who thinks that being in prison is a cup of tea should try being there. and we don't want to stay in prison much longer, but we are in prison. And we will stay in prison as all this is going on. It's our post in our lives to stay in prison. But allow us, Your Worship, that we prioritize what is priority to us, which is seeking, as the law provides, that we get relief from the prosecutor's arm and stay in our homes as he does whatever he wants to do. It would be extremely, I think, unfair for me to continue with him, doing what is good for him, without doing what is good for me under the law. So, Worship, I ask my legal team to proceed now and do the needful, and that you give us time to come back, pay attention to what is doing.
On behalf of just keep it brief.
Your Worship, thank you so much for the opportunity. I don't want to go deep into what I'm going to speak, but I'm not diverting from what my court presents today. To be specific, today I've made 592 days in remand. And this has got to do with my rights. And what we are trying to seek here is simply, under the Constitution, it is on that background, therefore, I have given a strict instruction to my lawyer to strictly pursue the review of this decision on mandatory bail. It is after that that I think other procedures can continue. That's all I request.
Your Honor, with those instructions from our client, on behalf of the team, we seek to withdraw to go and prepare the necessary applications. Thank you.
Worship, we are constrained to abide by the instructions of our client, regrettably, so we ask you to allow us to leave because it would appear we do not have instructions to proceed.
Trouble started when the accused ordered their legal team to leave court with the aim of filing an application in High Court challenging the ruling by Magistrate Treason for not releasing them on a mandatory bail.
Worship, we are constrained to abide by the instructions of our client, regrettably, so we ask you to allow us to because it would appear we no longer have instructions to proceed.
Besigye and co-accused were further remanded. Deborah Namamonde, Viola Nansubuga, UBC News.